In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a certified lover boy type beat. The beat I made is a bit more upbeat. It's like an upbeat kind of Drake type beat, a little bit of West Coast vibes as well. I'm gonna show you guys a really cool chord trick that you can use to add some variation, but at the same time, keep it really simple. But overall, this is a very easy style of beat to make. And in addition to that, I have a file in the description that you can download. It's just one of the effects that I end up using in this beat. If you have FL Studios, you should be able to use it as well. And yeah, let's get into it. Some of you guys may know, I just moved to California. Right now I'm unpacking, as you can see over here. I have a long way to go, but for some reason the movers really decided to just take apart pieces of my desk that were, like, there's no point to take them off. Like, for example, if you look right here, they unscrewed like those little circular pads that you'll have on like desks and some chairs, and it keeps it level on the ground. And they're like this thin, so I have literally no idea why they would take them off. They could have just left them on. And I guess they lost them because I can't find them anywhere. Now the desk is gonna be super wobbly, so hopefully I'm able to, I don't know, get a replacement or something. And then also, right here, this cord is broken. And that's the cord that plugs in to this right here. So it makes it like an actual standing desk. So I also have to fix that. So this is basically the layout of the new studio. Let me scoot back a little bit. It's like a room. And then it's got a big ass closet, not gonna lie. This is low-key very useless for me. I don't have this much stuff. I guess I can put my clothes in here too. But it's supposed to be like a bedroom. So just got back from the gym and I unclogged our toilet as it was for some reason clogged when we first moved in, and look what I found. And yes, that is a fork. There was a fork in the toilet drain. I don't know who would have potentially decided to, flush a fork down the toilet, but all I can say, if that person is randomly one of the, 50 to 100 people watching this video, watch your back. Watch your back. The little studio update, it's a new day. You might be hearing a lot of echo in here as it's still pretty empty, but I've got some acoustic panels on the way. But here's what we got so far at the moment. It's very empty, and in all honesty, I just have a bunch of boxes in this closet still that I have to sort through and whatnot. But this is kind of the idea. This is gonna be like the main area right here. Gonna put some acoustic treatment on the ceiling. I just ordered like 6 new panels, so I'll probably put 2 on the ceiling, maybe like 3 on the wall here, maybe like an additional one right here. And then I also got some bass traps, so I'll put in those corners for sure, right there and there. And then I might just stack them on top of each other because I got 4 if the ceiling's tall enough, or I'll put them in these other corners over here as well. But if you look over here, as you can see, there's a bunch of cords on the ground and stuff, and my monitor stand, as I haven't had time to put that up yet. But I'll probably work on that over this weekend, and I have to wait to get new screws in order to start the cable management down here, so there's just cords everywhere. Now to the actual point of this video, which is I'm going to show you guys how to make a certified lover boy type beat, so something you might hear off of Drake's new album. And yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so I've got the beat laid out right here. But before I play it, let me just show you guys each little piece that I use to kind of build this beat. And so, to get started, I actually started with a set of strings, and I just played these chords right here. Very Drakey. It's like almost like a brassy kind of sound. And the sound I use for those strings is this Fooling Around preset in Analog Lab. It's a little bit of reverb to it. This fruity Panomatic on here. I cut off some of the low ends as well, and a bit of the highs. In terms of like the chords for this, like it might look like there's 3 different chords playing here, but in reality, all it is this chord right here, and then this chord right here, but this chord's chopped up, and just this note right here was inverted down an octave. And the reason I did that is because it adds a little bit of extra bounce. Just because if I would have just used the exact same chord right here and just dragged this out, then it would sound like this instead. Versus this right here. Add some more depth to it. And then all I did just to make it sound a little bit fuller was I added this key and serum, which you can barely hear, but it just adds a little bit of flavor, and you hear it in different parts of the beat. And then this pad, which is kind of, I guess it's the most important sound of this beat as it plays almost throughout the entire beat. Let me just show you what it sounds like alone. And again, that's using the same chords as both of these other sounds, but this has a bit more low end, so it kind of makes everything sound a bit more full. And the last thing that I added was this bell. In certain parts of the beat, you can barely even hear it at all, and then other parts of the beat, it like stands out a bit more, which I'll show in a second as well, but here's what the bell sounds like. I use Valhalla Supermassive, which is a free plugin. If you watched, what was it, one of my last 2 videos, I broke down my favorite free VSTs. Added some vintage verb as well, and then just cut out the low end. And this bell sound is the Celestial Organ in Analog Lab, and then the other sounds that I use, because I forgot to mention those. The pad that I used is the cool down pad, also in Analog Lab. The next thing that I did though, and this just added some extra bounce as well, and this is kind of where I mentioned this kind of made it sound like a little bit more like a West Coast type beat, was I added this bass line right here, and this is just a sound in trillion. Let's hear how that sounds real quick. Alright, so here's how it sounds in intro. One thing I added to that was I just added this filter right here, and that just kind of gives it an underwater effect. My Fruity Love filter, simple triangle low pass. Tweak some settings here. Also in the description, if you just want this exact preset, it's free. You can download it. I'll leave it in the description, so definitely check that out. But here's how it sounds all together thus far. The reason why the drop felt a bit bigger was because one, I added this right here, which is just a little riser, which will be in my drum kit as well. And then I also switched from a bass to an 808, and that's like one of the best things you can do in order to kind of change up your beat and just make drops feel a lot bigger. In addition to that, I added the kick on the second half of the verse and make it sound like the beat is getting bigger before the pre-chorus, which is right here. And then I also added that one key sound from Serum that I told you guys about. And this sound is really quiet, but it adds like a bit of color. So let me just play this all the way through up until the chorus, where I add all the sounds pretty much. And then in addition, I also add some additional bounce to the hi-hats to kind of speed things up. So the chorus sounds really big. clap might be too loud, but honestly I can't really tell right now because I'm listening on speakers and this room has like tons of echo. So hopefully this is helpful and you guys can go and make Drake beats. Feel free to follow along and kind of follow this process, but with your own chords and stuff like that. I usually find that pretty helpful when I make beats and I'm learning a new style. Update for this video, I did sell a beat, which is pretty tight. I only made like 30 bucks, which is cool and all, but I'm not sure if I want to keep trying to sell beats or not. It doesn't really bring me, I guess, that much joy. And I don't think I would want to just be an online beat seller. I don't think that's my goal at the end of the day. I think my favorite things that I've done so far is 1, make these YouTube videos. 2, make my own songs and release those on Spotify. I'm definitely going to be doing that, like 100%. And then in addition to that, I also want to kind of find my way into the industry maybe a little bit, start sending out some samples and stuff like that to different producers and kind of maybe work with people that way, or just directly working with different artists, like singers and rappers and that sort of thing. So that's probably what I'm going to focus on moving forward. I'm not going to completely close the door on selling beats right now. Got to give it some thought before I just kind of stop, but I just kind of am realizing that what it's going to take to actually sell a bunch of beats, it's going to kind of be, it would have to be my main focus, and not going to close the door completely, but just a little update on that, guys. But thank you for watching this video. Please leave a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Peace.